I will answer it because I'm a free person and a free European in a free society. And I can tell you that the primary problem is people who walk into offices and gun people down. There will be people in Europe, and I hope that they do not grow in number, who will object to that in a particularly unpleasant way. I hope that we all unite in stopping the fascist Islamists who turn up to offices and disgrace the name of their religion and attack people because of their right to freedom of speech. And I think that's what we need to focus on.
Douglas Murray is known for his strong stance on free speech. In this debate, he made it clear that the main issue is the right to free expression, a key value in Western societies. According to Murray, Europeans should be able to criticize or satirize any religion, including Islam, without being forced to follow Islamic blasphemy laws. He believes that no religious beliefs should limit freedom of speech.
We're about 24 hours away from 12 people being gunned down in a newspaper office in the centre of Paris, in a European city, because they offended, allegedly, Islamic blasphemy laws which France, Britain and other European countries do not have and do not believe in and do not follow. And for you to turn the question immediately, not on the people who've been massacred because of asserting their rights as European French citizens, but onto the alleged terrible discrimination of the French is really quite despicable. You want to paint the narrative which you think turns immediately, not from the attackers, but on the French society, which you would like to portray. I'm giving you my answer, so why don't you listen to it? Which you would like to portray as somehow anti-Muslim or anti-Islamic or anything like this. Let's start from the fact that 12 people were massacred because European citizens asserted their right, which they have every right to do, to draw Mohammed just as they have the right to draw any other historical figure, which they believe in or don't believe in, it doesn't matter. They have that right. I don't think at this stage whether, you know, a discussion of the far right in France or anything like that is really the point. The point is people were killed and gunned down for doing their job as journalists and cartoonists in a free society.
Murray quickly brought the conversation back to the main issue, the violent suppression of free speech. He's concerned that the focus is shifting to political backlash against Muslims instead of addressing the attacks on people exercising their right to free expression. He stressed that we should focus on the violent suppression of free speech rather than potential backlash against Muslims. Murray criticized the host for trying to shift attention from the attackers to the alleged discrimination faced by Muslims in Europe.
People are Christians, atheists, all sorts of things. You cannot expect, and this is the crucial thing, Muslims should not expect non-Muslims to abide by their own belief systems. You can yourself decide, you as a Muslim do not want to depict Muhammad, but the idea that is coming along in Europe at the moment is a growing idea that people who are not Muslims, who do not believe in Muhammad, who do not follow Islam, are also to be have to obey the rules of Islamic blasphemy. And in Europe at the moment, that is the big debate. Every single cartoonist in Britain and in Europe is able to, and many of them do, make jokes around Christmas time and so on about the Virgin Mary, three wise men and so on. We accept that as the right. What Charlie Hebdo was trying to do and what others have asserted the right to do is to treat Islam exactly as they treat every other religion.
Murray strongly defended the right to depict the Prophet Muhammad, saying it's a core part of free expression. In Western societies, people can criticize and satirize any historical figure. This aligns with the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which includes freedom of opinion and expression as basic rights. Murray believes that giving in to demands to limit such expressions sets a dangerous precedent and could lead to more restrictions on our freedoms. The free speech versus religious sensitivity debate is a hot topic globally. For instance, in 2006, the Danish newspaper Jyllands-Posten published cartoons of the Prophet Muhammad, sparking widespread protests and violence. Critics call these depictions unnecessary provocations, while defenders say they are crucial for upholding free speech. Murray firmly falls into the latter camp, advocating for the uncompromised right to free expression. Throughout the debate, Murray kept his focus on defending free speech. He argued that the immediate response to the Charlie Hebdo attack should be to protect and reinforce this right, not jump into policy debates.
Well, there are no practical policy lessons learned. People are still mourning the dead and identifying bodies. The thing that is going to happen in the weeks and days ahead is that people are going to have a set of questions. The first will be obvious security questions, simply about how it was that two people were able to go into the office in Paris with Kalashnikovs and gun people down in cold blood. That will certainly be a part of it. There's a technical security discussion to be had. There's also a discussion about wider society and what its reaction should be and all that sort of thing.
Murray also talked about the broader impact of the attack. He stressed the need to defend free speech, warning against losing civil liberties in the face of extremist threats. For Murray, it's vital that our response to extremism doesn't end up suppressing the freedoms we're trying to protect.
You cannot expect, and this is the crucial thing, Muslims should not expect non-Muslims to abide by their own belief systems. You can yourself decide, you as a Muslim do not want to depict Muhammad, but the idea that is coming along in Europe at the moment is a growing idea that people who are not Muslims, who do not believe in Muhammad, who do not follow Islam, are also to be have to obey the rules of Islamic blasphemy.
Murray's view on free speech and extremism comes from a historical understanding of the importance of challenging power and promoting progress through open expression. He believes defending free speech is essential to keeping Western societies open and democratic. This belief is clear in his strong stance on the right to criticize and satirize any religion, including Islam.
But really the most febrile and important discussion at the moment is the one that the free press is having across Europe, which is whether or not they will stand up and retain the right to do what we in Europe and free peoples have the right to do, which is to draw what we like. And the key message from this really can't be emphasized enough, because your incredibly biased portrayal of European citizens starts from your misportrayal of people turning out at protests as being against all Muslims or wanting to expel them. And the presenter in Doha, sit in Doha. It really is astonishing. You are painting a picture of Europe which is outrageous. Across the Middle East, cartoons are published every day, every week, with the most disgusting anti-Semitic propaganda.
Murray's point that the main issue is the violent suppression of free speech resonates with many who worry that focusing on potential backlash against Muslims could lessen the seriousness of extremist actions. At the same time, Murray understands the need to address the root causes of extremism. However, he thinks this shouldn't come at the cost of compromising fundamental freedoms. He believes any measures to address extremism must be balanced to ensure they don't infringe on the rights and liberties that are crucial to democratic societies. Research backs up Murray's views on the importance of free speech in countering extremism. A report by the Brookings Institution says that open societies that protect free speech are better at countering violent extremism because they allow for the free exchange of ideas and promote social cohesion. By defending free speech, societies can create an environment where extremist ideologies are openly challenged and debunked. What do you think about Douglas Murray's views on free speech and extremism? Do you agree with his defense of free speech? Or do you think more consideration is needed for religious sensitivities? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more thought-provoking content.